it's Kat from Succulent Adventures. Welcome to those who are new to my channel and welcome back to those who've been here before. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending a little time out in the garden today. It's always a great day to spend time gardening. So if you like succulents and gardening, please keep watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button by the end of this video and let's get started. Alright, so today's succulent adventure is going to be about the propagation of leaves. It's through the propagation of leaves. So I have this Propagation paraguayense. This is just a succulent that became etiolated, which means it's stretched out due to the lack of sunlight. So what I'm going to do is just pull off these leaves so that way we can begin the sprouting of little succulent plants. So this is a great way to be able to grow your succulents and increase the numbers without spending too much money and having to buy more succulents. It does take a while for it to actually grow to a large size plant such as this already, but if you have the time and the patience to just let them grow and let them be, then this is a great way to increase the numbers of your succulents. So if you're interested in finding out how to go about doing that, then just keep on watching. Okay, so when I first started out with succulents, just a interesting little story here. I didn't know too much about succulents. All I knew was that they were cute little plants, and I thought everything was called jade for some reason. But I soon learned that there were different kinds of succulents in the succulent world, and I was first introduced into the fact that if you simply plant or lay these leaves on soil, they would create a new plant. So that was one of the winning bonuses of being interested in gardening with succulents, and I have been doing that ever since. I think it's been over 6 years now that I've been working with succulents. So anyway, I thought it was so amazing that just this one leaf could reproduce and create new growth. Before, all I knew was that seeds were the only way to create new plants, but little did I know that the way that God has created this plant is that you could simply snap off the leaves by twisting it very gently like that, so you don't break the leaves, and then just laying it in the soil. It'll produce either roots, a new plantlet, or nothing at all. So it just depends on the environment that it's in that you can produce the best results. So what I found out is that to put it on top of soil and just let it be. You don't need to water it probably for the first week, and then after that it's just spraying with either a spray bottle or a light mist with your hose. So again, this is how you do it. You just take your little plant like this and then you twist it off. So the benefits of this is that you don't need to throw these plants that have grown leggy away. You can actually propagate them just like that and create more plants. So who doesn't want more plants? If you buy a little Propagation at the store or any succulent plant, the cheapest you could probably get at your local home and garden store is probably either $2.49, $3.49. That's the running price here in 2020. Other private nurseries, they may have some little 1-inch, 2-inch pots that probably go for $1. So it just depends. But these, I mean, why wouldn't you, if you have them, why not try, right? And grow the plants. These are free plants. So that's how you simply do it. You just twist it and you make sure that you don't tear this part here, because this part is where the little plantlet will grow. And I'm going to show you some examples in a few seconds here. So even the stems itself, it's a viable source of plants as well. So you can actually plant this in the soil like that and leave it. It'll also root, amazingly enough. It'll root, and all these little places where you took off the leaves, that's where the plants will develop. There. I wanted to show you, if it doesn't end up propagating any plantlets, this is what you come up with. Just dried out leaves. And that's okay, because there is a percentage that will not grow. And then this one, these have been in a container for, I would say, about 2 weeks now. Nothing. There's no soils, and I don't have very much growth on that batch of leaves that I recently did. Some did begin to root here, and this is with a container with no soil. They began to root, but it is unlikely that these are going to create plants. If the roots come in before the plants, then these are probably just going to be leaflets with roots, so you're not going to want those either. So those would probably be tossed. But if I move these petals or these leaves into some soil, I will have better luck in getting little plantlets, which will grow in this area right here at the tip. Okay, so let me go ahead and turn my screen around. Okay, so I would say this has been growing for more than 2 months. Okay, so I have some leaves here from some ghost plants, and you can see the little plantlets growing here at the tip of the leaves. See? This one's a bigger one. And most of them have created the leaves. Some are just sprouting roots. So those will probably unlikely create any plantlets, unfortunately. So these were placed automatically in soil, and I'm having better results from this versus the one that I just had in an empty container. So again, there's the plantlets. See, isn't that exciting? Little babies. And once it gets a little bit bigger, these leaves here that it's attached to, it's going to dry out and just simply fall off, and you're going to be left with the plantlet. And you just pot it up in soil, and then you have your own set of new plants. And that's about it for that one. This one came about a little later, so you can see there is still some growth there, very tiny. Some that are just plain roots right there, barely growing. And then there's one big one, 2 big ones right there. And then this one I just put maybe a week ago. And this is what I normally do. I just arrange it in soil like this. Sometimes I put the mother plants in the center, or any random one, any cutting, I put it in the center just to make it look nice while I'm waiting for the little ones to grow. Okay? And that's it. That's all you gotta do. Real simple. You just mist it. Maybe 1 to 3 days a week. Simple mist. Not too much water, because otherwise you're gonna get drowned, soggy, and rot on you. Okay, that's about it. Real simple. And I'm very pleased with the results that I've gotten so far on these. Really, really happy. And why not, right? You've got these extra leaves, and all they need is just time and a little mist of water. You're going to want to put these in some shade, because they will get burnt if you put it in full sun. So I have these under my shelf. So anything that I'm propagating, I put it under my shelf or in the shade, just to give them a good chance of growing and rooting. Okay, now here, this one is an Echeveria set Oliver. It's one of those fuzzy succulents. I wanted to show this one because I had chopped off pretty much of this plant's main rosettes for a succulent arrangement, but I kept the stems in the dirt. It began to germinate little offsets on the stem itself. How cool is that? And it is all over the stem where I had cut off the rosettes, the more mature rosettes. So don't think just because you cut your plant that it's gonna die. There's a chance that it's gonna continue to germinate as long as you continue to water the soil that it's in. And that's an Echeveria set Oliver. There's another one. This is the ghost plant where I took some leaves, and see, you can see it's growing a rosette here. A rosette here from the stem where the original plant was chopped off. So sometimes, you know, you just don't want to get rid of your plants. Like me, I'm kind of a plant hoarder, and you get this surprise. The rosettes are growing. And here's another one, if you can see. These were just stems. I planted the stems back into the soil on this one. And then a few weeks later, you've got little babies. How cool is that? That is so cool, and they're so cute. I love the little purple hue that it gives off. And this also works for sedum, the other sedum here. Sedum, echeverias are the ones that I really have good results with. And guess what? It also works through water propagation as well. If you happen to put in stems in water, this is just water. You can see the roots here. Still has some dirt on it, but it's been in water for, I don't know, 2 months. And the stem itself started creating offsets. Look at that. It has some air roots too, so it's probably time to plant these in soil. Isn't that amazing? And who would have thought that this stick would end up producing a little baby? Look at the baby. Isn't that awesome? And I got another one here, another example of stems growing babies. Another echeveria. See that? I had cut off the mother plant, left the stick in the soil, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 babies on this one stem. So cute. And this is how the mother looks like. So this is actually like a sister. So that's it. That's it, you guys. Real simple, real easy to propagate through the leaves of succulents. This can be a great way to introduce gardening to children if you want to do this as a project for your kids, or maybe teachers who want to do this in class. And it teaches them to love gardening, anticipation, hope, faith, that if they take care of their plants, they can nurture it and it can grow into something great. So anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope you get a chance to spend a little time in your garden. Have a great day, guys.